Hello, Roger Bisbee here from the Skill Builder channel, back with another Ask Skill Builder, and this one's a very common problem that we get, and it's to do with leaking shower screens. Now, the viewer has shown us that there's a damp patch here on the right hand side of the shower screen as we're looking at it. He's helpfully put a little ruler down there so we can see it's roughly 6 inches long, or 150 millimeters if you prefer. So what's going on here? Well, as I said, this is very common problem, and what it's caused by is people not reading the instructions when they fit the shower screen, because you're not supposed to seal the shower screen on the inside. You seal it on the outside, which is where the silver touches the tray there. You can see all the way along there you need a silicone seal, and if I look at it, there doesn't appear to be one. Maybe there is, maybe the photograph just doesn't show it, but you can see a fair amount of crud coming out of there, can't you? What happens is that if you seal the shower screen on the inside at that point, this profile, if you imagine on the inside is exactly the same as on the outside, water gets into that profile, and if it's sealed on the inside, the profile fills up with water and then it leaks out the back of the profile. So what you should do is, when you're fitting the shower screen, the first thing you should do is tile all the way up to the edge here, and then you should put a bead on it. So if you look at the tile line, the grout line, that appears to have been done, but it appears that the tiles are going right down to the tray there, so hopefully that was sealed all the way along there with some silicone before the screen was fitted to the tiles. And then when you fit it, you silicone up the outside and the outside of the bottom there, and then any water that gets in there will leak out into the tray. And that's the way it's designed to work, and I would bet my bottom dollar, if I had one, that what's happened is they've sealed up the inside, not the outside, and that's why you've got that leaking out there, soaking into the wall. So it looks like it could do with a bit of TLC anyway. There's a lot of scale there. This shower door doesn't seem to be adjusted properly. In other words, it seemed to be fitting at the bottom and not the top, but that could be the parallax. That could just be the way the photograph's taken. So this is another view of it from front on. You can see that there's a little bit of a gap there that will be leaking down onto the floor, so there'd be a little puddle there if it was leaking out of there. I'd be quite surprised if it isn't leaking out of there, but that isn't what is causing this up here. The whole thing looks pretty ropey, doesn't it? It looks like it could do with a really good clean with some descalant, and probably fix that problem as well. Bit of a crack in the wall, bit of render. That's where it's flaked off, isn't it? That's where he's removed that bit of plaster to reveal the damp underneath, I think. Anyway, I hope that's helpful, and I hope that's helpful to all the other people that have also got this problem, because it's easy to fix, but it's better if you fit the shower screen properly in the first place, and then you won't get that issue. Come back and see us soon, and send us more questions. We'll try to answer as many as we can. Obviously, we can't answer them all, but send them in anyway.